Welcome back to What's Happening. Today, we're in the field in Piggotts, learning about pressure-reducing valves and what benefit they have for the water distribution system.
Presently, we're here working on Old Pan Road. This line that we're cutting here, this line feeds service Piggotts, the entire village of Piggotts, and actually a small area in Fishes Creek. Now, this equipment that we're going to install is called a PRV, a pressure reducing valve. This valve will be installed because of the pressure on the pipeline. Actually, the pipe break very easy, very often. So we're trying to mitigate that by installing a pressure reducing valve that will reduce the pressure on the line and still service the area. The village of Piggotts is fed from straight off of a transmission main. When it comes to mains, we have two types of mains. We have the transmission mains and the distribution mains. The transmission mains are the mains that transport the bulk of the water, the volume. And the distribution mains are what? The mains that feed the villages, like you put services to tap into the household. That is the distribution main. But the transmission main is the one that carries the most volume, the higher pressure, to take it for a longer distance. A couple of things we're going to install. We're going to install 2 T's, 3 4-inch valves, a meter, and also a 4-inch PRV, a pressure reducing valve. The gentleman behind this project is Mr. Macro Simon, the engineer. He actually does the research, so we're going to implement the PRV now to facilitate his findings and make sure that the system works properly.
So how many of these have you already installed?
2, we installed 2. We actually deal with Fishes Creek. We want to have Fishes Creek, and we have one over that deal with the whole of the Painters project, the National Housing project. So you have the gauge of them, we're coming in and we're going out. And this is the meter. And that is the control panel where you can have the data, pick up the data from that. The 2 valves, that the pressure reducing valve. We see some improvement also in Fishes Creek. We have already installed this in Fishes Creek a couple months ago. And right now the leak ratio in Fishes Creek actually cut down a lot. Only minimal service leaks we have, like pipe that are rotten and so, but are damaged. But we haven't repaired any mains in Fishes Creek for the past 2 months. Only service lines, so actually see works. And here you have the pressure, the transmission main pressure.
Right.
But after you pass through, you have a diaphragm inside of that you use that nut to control and the pressure regulator here, and it actually tells you what the pressure going out. So you actually see the pressure after you pass through. So then you watch that gauge, the 2 gauge. We're going to use that gauge for the final product because at the highest point, you want to make sure that pressure over here will reach the highest point, at the farthest point. Okay. So everybody has water. So say for instance over there 60 psi, 60 feet head, then you might want to maybe raise it up like about couple of psi above. So in case we have peak period during the day, the pressure wouldn't fall that much at the furthest point.
What happens when there is a low period in the day, when not much people using water, and so the pressure might tend to build up?
Well, all of this factoring at the same time, you made the design. So you come, you set it when it's peak time, you set it when it's not peak time. A couple of times we come, make sure this is set right. It's not that we just do it one time and move. But as long as you have all your areas covered, you do your analysis, you do your research, you have everything covered. Then you come 3 4 times, come and set it, make sure you go and check. We have guys who will be up in the system. We have pressure gauge in the system as well. So you actually, someone here, somebody by the pressure gauge. What you have up there? The working pressure. So all that put into play when they set it. And like you just come here, set it and call it jobs. No. You have to have people in the system, check it, go by property, make sure they have water. And then you can actually do your adjustment right here. Then you make a final adjustment. You do your analysis every day. You make sure you have all your spreadsheet so you can know what you're doing. And after you can come to one good setting. Okay, you don't have them overnight.
We're here now at the Painters development, and this is where we would have installed another one of the
PRV,
pressure reducing valve.
Yeah. And this controls the housing development. You have the recently built National Housing Development we have social security development, and we have the Antec house development. So this actually doing the same work, you know, taking the pressure down to a workable line pressure. And this will alleviate broken mains and leaking services again, where we actually see the fruit of his labor as well, because we actually have minimal breakage in the area since we started last month. So you can see coming in, we're 150 psi. 150 psi coming in. And the intake system, intake pressure 150, and going out, you are 76. So see the difference in pressure. So actually 76 psi going on into the housing project. And if you notice, you have the pumps that you use in house pump, they actually go up to, you have up to 40, up to 60 psi. At times we can set the pumps. So actually it's a workable pressure for the household, because you have pumps that 40, 60 pressure, 20, 40, 30, 50, 40, 60. And you actually have 76. So, this will work well. This will work well for the area.